Our body is a complex living machine. The different activities our body does require expenditure of energy. Activities like running, playing are physical activities. The different metabolic activities like nutrition and excretion are also essential for all living organisms. All these activities require a large supply of energy which we get from food. Respiration. Have you noticed people taking a brisk walk early in the morning or jog in the park? Why do they prefer the morning hours for these activities? This is because the quality of morning air is cleaner and richer in oxygen than at any time of the day. They also feel refreshed and energetic. Where does this energy come from? The food that we eat has energy stored in it. Jogging or taking a brisk walk enables a person to breathe in faster compared to normal times of the day. Thus, more oxygen is taken into our lungs. This oxygen is transported to all the cells of our body. In the cells, the digested food is oxidized to release carbon dioxide and energy that is locked in food. This energy is made available to all the cells to carry out the biological functions. This is the role of respiration. Breathing and respiration. The term respiration combines two processes. Breathing. Breathing is the physical act of taking in air rich in oxygen into a body and releasing carbon dioxide rich air out of the body through the nose. Breathing in is called inhalation and breathing out is known as exhalation. Cellular respiration. The chemical process of breakdown of food into the presence of oxygen to produce energy. This takes place in all the body cells. 3 basic requirements for respiration. A respiratory system by which the air oxygen from the environment enters the body of the organism and the carbon dioxide, the end product of respiration, is removed from the body. A transporting medium, the blood, which carries the oxygen to every cell of the body. Organic food that must be chemically broken down in the cells to liberate energy.
Differences between breathing and respiration. Breathing. Respiration. 1. It is a physical process. It is a chemical process. 2. It takes place through the nose. It takes place in all the living cells. 3. It involves only exchange of gases, that is, taking in of oxygen and giving out of carbon dioxide. It involves a series of chemical reactions where glucose is oxidized, releasing carbon dioxide, water, and energy. 4. Energy is consumed and no enzymes are involved. Energy is released and several respiratory enzymes are involved.
Rate of breathing. The number of times a person breathes per minute is termed as breathing rate. One breath involves 1 inhalation and 1 exhalation. The rate of breathing is influenced by factors such as emotional or mental state, physical activity, and metabolic rate. It is adjusted to suit the needs of the body in different situations. At any age, breathing rate is 4-5 times lower than the heart rate. At rest. Breathing is usually slowest when the body is at rest or asleep. At this time, only the essential muscles to hold our body position, those involved in digestion, and muscles that help in breathing are at work. Average breathing rates at rest vary with age. A newborn baby will breathe 50 to 60 times a minute. A 4-year-old child will breathe 25 times a minute, while an adult will breathe only 12 to 18 times a minute. During exercise. As we start to exercise, our breathing becomes faster and the rate increases to almost 50 to 60 times per minute in order to get more oxygen into the body. At the same time, our heart starts to beat faster. This pushes the blood through the heart faster, allowing it to carry more oxygen to body cells. It speeds up the breakdown of food and more energy is released. Calculate the breathing rate of members of different age groups of your family. You need to count the number of breaths taken in per minute for every individual, once during their sleep and the second time when they are doing some physical activity. Write your findings in the table. Compare these findings. You will observe that the breathing rate differs amongst different age groups. Types of respiration. Depending on whether oxygen is used in the process or not, respiration is of two types: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. This type of respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen, where food glucose is broken down into carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released, which is stored as ATP molecules. Glucose plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide plus water plus energy, 38 ATP.
ATP. Its full form is adenosine triphosphate and is supposed to be energy currency of the cell. The energy released in respiration is chemical energy stored as ATP in tiny structures called mitochondria present in all plant and animal cells.
Anaerobic respiration. This type of respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. It is a normal feature in certain microscopic organisms like bacteria and yeast. Such organisms that can survive in the absence of oxygen are called
Anaerobes.
In the absence of oxygen, glucose breaks partially into carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol. The energy released during anaerobic respiration is much less than in aerobic respiration. Glucose gives ethyl alcohol plus carbon dioxide plus energy, 2 ATP. The process whereby microorganisms like yeast and bacteria respire anaerobically to produce alcohol and carbon dioxide from food is called fermentation.
Differences between aerobic and anaerobic respirations. Aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration. 1. Occurs in the presence of oxygen. Occurs in the absence of oxygen. 2. Involves complete oxidation of glucose to produce carbon dioxide and water. Involves incomplete oxidation of glucose and produces ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. 3. Large amount of energy is produced, 38 ATP molecules. Comparatively, less energy is produced, 2 ATP molecules. 4. Occurs throughout life, example, in humans, fish, birds. Occurs for short period, example, in bacteria, yeast. In human muscle cells, it occurs when oxygen level falls during vigorous physical activity.
Yeast. It is a unicellular fungi occurring freely in the air. It grows in sugary solution, causing its fermentation and releases carbon dioxide. In breweries, fermentation of sugar by yeast produces alcohol as the main product. Carbon dioxide given off as the byproduct is solidified and sold as dry ice. In bread making industry, yeast is used to make the dough spongy. Most of you play outdoor games like cricket, football, and basketball in the school playground. When you play these games for long hours due to vigorous movements, you experience muscle cramps and fatigue. Have you wondered why you get these cramps? This is because your muscle cells respire anaerobically for a short time.
The demand for energy is high, but the supply of oxygen to produce energy is less. Glucose, instead of breaking completely into carbon dioxide and water, is partially broken down to produce lactic acid, the cause of muscle cramps.
Respiratory system in humans. Human beings have a more extensive and complex respiratory system. This is because our metabolic rate is high and so is the energy demand. Since our body cannot store oxygen, so we need to breathe day and night to move air into and out of our system.
Respiratory system. Respiratory tract. Nostrils and nasal passage. Pharynx. Trachea. Bronchi and bronchioles. Alveoli. Respiratory organ. Lungs. Diaphragm. It is a muscular sheet of tissue extending across the body cavity below the lungs. At rest, it is dome-shaped, extending upward into the thoracic cavity.
Respiratory tract, nostrils and nasal passage. Nostrils are a pair of slits that open into left and right nasal chambers. The nasal chamber processes a border of hair which trap dust particles and germs in the air and filter them. It is richly supplied with blood vessels that warm the incoming air. The sticky mucus lining of the nasal chamber moistens the air and filters dust particles.
Pharynx. Pharynx
is a common passage at the back of the mouth for air and food. Air enters the front tube called the windpipe. The entrance of the food pipe and the windpipe is guarded by a stiff flap-like structure, the epiglottis. It helps in controlling and directing food to the food pipe and air along the windpipe respectively. It opens during breathing but closes the passage of windpipe while swallowing or drinking, thus preventing the food from entering the lungs. If food were to go down the windpipe, you would choke. Trachea. The
pharynx
leads to trachea, a tube lying in front of the food pipe. It passes through the neck and extends into the chest cavity. Its wall is supported by C-shaped cartilaginous ring. C-shaped cartilage.
The wall of trachea and bronchi is strengthened and held open by horizontal C-shaped bands of cartilage which prevent collapsing of these tubes during breathing in. Bronchi and bronchioles.
At its lower end, trachea splits into two bronchi that lead to the lungs on their respective side. Each bronchus further divides and subdivides into smaller tubes known as
bronchioles.
Each
bronchiole
end in tiny air sacs called alveoli. It is here that exchange of gases takes place. Each lung of an adult human contains about 300 to 400 million alveoli. Alveoli have very thin walls and are richly supplied with blood capillaries. The oxygen present in air we breathe in goes into the blood, and carbon dioxide present in the blood passes out of the blood into the alveoli. Thus, exchange of gases takes place.
Rib cage. The lungs are surrounded by a cage of bones which can be seen beneath the skin. Holding these together at the front of the chest is the breastbone, the sternum.
Respiratory organ. Lungs. These are a pair of respiratory organs that are spongy bag-like structures lying in the chest cavity on either side of the heart. The left lung is two-lobed and slightly smaller than the right lung, which is three-lobed. The two lungs are protected by the flexible ribcage and sternum on the front and the vertebral column at the back. Just beneath the lungs is a dome-shaped muscular sheet, the diaphragm. The coordinated action of diaphragm and ribcage help in the mechanism of drawing oxygen, inhalation, and expelling the carbon dioxide, exhalation. Mechanism of breathing. Inhalation or breathing in. Exhalation or breathing out. Inhalation. The sternum is pulled out, the ribcage is pulled upward and outward, the diaphragm muscles contract and they are flattened. The volume of chest cavity increases, leading to its enlargement. Air rich in oxygen is forced into the lungs through the nose. Exhalation. The sternum is pulled in. The ribs are also pulled downward and inward. The diaphragm muscles relax and return to its dome shape. This reduces the volume of the chest cavity. Air rich in carbon dioxide is forced out of the lungs. Breathing, inhalation and exhalation. Have you observed someone sleeping on his back? You will notice a rhythmic up and down movement of the chest. This movement is more pronounced when the person has come to you after a short run. This movement, as you have learned, is because of expansion of the rib cage, inhalation, and its contraction, exhalation. It will be fun to measure the size of the chest during inhalation and exhalation. Effect of breathing on chest size of classmates. Deep breathing exercises help to improve our lung capacity, which is very good for our health. Respiration in other animals. The basic process of respiration is similar in all living beings and results in release of energy. In animals like cockroach, earthworm, and fish, there are specialized organs that help in breathing and respiration.
Through air holes, insects like cockroaches, grasshoppers, and bees have special air holes on their body surface called spiracles. The spiracles are connected to a network of air tubes inside the body of insects called trachea. The smaller branches of the trachea are called tracheoles that allow diffusion of respiratory gases to the cells and tissues. Air enters an insect body through these spiracles and reach the entire body through the trachea and tracheoles. Oxygen is thus directly absorbed by the body cells through simple diffusion, and carbon dioxide is sent out through the spiracles.
Through moist skin. Animals such as earthworm have a moist and slimy skin. Exchange of gases takes place through the surface of the skin that are richly supplied with blood capillaries. In every segment of the body of the earthworm, these capillaries are connected to the main blood vessels. The thin-walled capillaries absorb oxygen from the skin and return the carbon dioxide to the skin by diffusion. Through gills. Aquatic animals such as fishes have special organs called gills, which are adapted to take up the oxygen dissolved in water. Each gill consists of gill arch, which bears a double row of thin-walled filaments. Gill filaments that are richly supplied with blood capillaries. Water entering the mouth flows over the gills. The blood in the capillaries absorbs oxygen from water and gives out carbon dioxide by the process of diffusion. Simple unicellular organisms like amoeba and paramecium take in oxygen directly from water and give out carbon dioxide through diffusion. Respiration in plants. Plants use atmospheric oxygen to break down glucose, the food manufactured during photosynthesis, into carbon dioxide and water with the release of energy. The majority of gas exchange in plants take place by simple diffusion process through small openings in the leaves. The stomata. Stomata can thus be compared to our nose. You have learnt about stomata in chapter 1. Sugar plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Roots of plants buried underground need constant supply of air. This is because, like other living cells, the root cells also need to respire, releasing carbon dioxide and energy. Have you noticed your school gardener using his trowel to loosen soil near roots of small herbaceous and shrubby plants? Loosening the soil creates tiny air spaces around the soil particles, so plant root hairs can easily take in oxygen trapped between the soil particles. Oxygen diffusing into the root hairs is passed into the neighboring root cells. Carbon dioxide is diffused out into the soil. Thus, in plants, all living cells of root, stem, and leaf take in oxygen independently and give out carbon dioxide. Respiration occurs at a much slower rate as compared to animals. There is little transport of gases from one part of the plant to other. Awareness. Emphysema. This is caused by the gradual breakdown of the thin walls of the alveoli. Gradually, the air spaces become smaller and the total surface area for the gaseous exchange decreases. This results in breathlessness. In advanced cases, patients find it difficult even to walk across a room. The lungs also lose elasticity, so that it becomes difficult even to exhale air. Breathing out becomes a more conscious activity. Inflammation and narrowing of the bronchioles also occur. The root cause of emphysema is long-term irritation of the lungs due to air pollution or cigarette smoking. Flu. Flu is a popular name of influenza. It is an infectious viral disease with symptoms of sneezing, fever, and headache. Different viruses spread different kinds of flu, example common flu, swine flu, bird flu. As flu is a viral disease, antibiotics are not very effective, so prevention is of utmost importance. Asthma. This is an allergic response which causes the air passage to contract and their linings to swell, narrowing the respiratory tract and making breathing difficult. If treatment is not applied, a severe asthma attack could prove fatal. The commonest form of treatment is with an inhaler, which delivers an amount of drugs that reduces the constriction. Smoking. Cigarettes are made of dried tobacco leaves. Inhaling tobacco smoke has many bad effects on the respiratory tract and lungs.
The tobacco produces tar vapors which form sticky blobs into the lining of lungs.
It kills the hair lining the walls of windpipe. Thus, dust particles are unable to be filtered out of the inhaled air by the hair. They find their way into lungs. Damaging the alveoli, the smoker thus finds difficult to breathe. Smoke contains carbon monoxide, which reduces the ability of the blood to carry oxygen. It also contains various cancer-causing substances. Yawning. It is an extra deep breath in and then out, which occurs during a period of inactivity and shallow breathing. There are many explanations for this. One is that it is triggered by the presence of CO2 in the body. Once it reaches a certain amount, the body yawns to take in a large gulp of oxygen, rich air, and get rid of CO2 in the lungs. Sneezing. This is a natural reflex action that gets rid of dust irritating items which may block our respiratory tract. It involves a deep breath. Then, closing the mouth, the abdominal muscles press on the lungs and force the air up the windpipe.